Ragged soul dancing neath the voodoo moon, crypto siren wheel spinning my tune. High on the rush, a devil's delight, crashing like a freight train, bleeding the night. Voodoo crypto screaming my name, wildfire heart fueling the flame. Draw the line, hold the voodoo tight, rising from the ashes on the fight. Oh, voodoo crypto, scream in the wild, lost in the haze. Greed's cold kiss, burning my days. Anchor the fall with the rebel's glare. Turn the storm to gold, breathe in the air. Voodoo crypto, screaming my name. Wildfire heart, fueling the flame. Draw the line, hold the voodoo tight, rising from the ashes on the fight. Oh, voodoo crypto. Tears in the rain, I'm breaking the chain. Soul's redemption, dancing through pain. Voodoo crypto, screaming my name. Wildfire heart, fueling the flame. Draw the line, hold the voodoo tight, rising from the ashes on the fight. Oh, voodoo crypto, voodoo crypto. Oh, voodoo crypto. Ragged wings, my endless trip. Oh, voodoo crypto. I'm flying the sky. Crypto kings with golden rings, they whisper lies and sell you dreams. Trading snakes with silver tongues, spin their webs and pull the strings. Market makers cheat and steal, selling hopes that feel unreal. Slick and sly with every deal, broken promises conceal. They'll lure you in with graphs and charts, artificial highs played smart. Expectations torn to piles of dust. Schemes and shadows, they adjust, leaving dreams behind to rust. Market makers cheat and steal, selling hopes that feel unreal. Slick and sly with every deal, broken promises conceal. Crypto market, wild and fierce. Bull or bear, we have no fears. Fibonacci, the dog's own spell. Ride the candles, rise or fall. Trade the highs, avoid the lows. Run with dogs, success it shows. Stack that Bitcoin, all coins to millionaire dreams coming true. Trend lines drawn, targets tight.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to begin. Don't forget your cowbells.
Pure and bright, market whispers, piercing light. Trade the highs, avoid the lows.
For those of you out there that have been hitting that like button, I just want to say thank you. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Late Night Crypto with Road Dog. I am your host with the most, with the big tongue that'll make your girlfriend jealous. Welcome to the show, everybody. Just having a little bit of fun here tonight. Looking at the day, and wow, what a day it was. The trade I went into last night, if you were here somewhere toward the end of the show, I went really heavy at a level on the chart with a really tight stop loss. Well, apparently they got hit, but is extremely. It didn't get hit immediately, but when we came down for the drop, it took me out, and I did that just in case something like that were to happen, right? That was kind of sad. I can't even remember where were we. What were we doing over here? I'm on tiny minute charts here. Let's zoom. Well, let's look at you here on the I'm on the 3 minute. I've been watching our Degen over here, watching all the pain. So we came up for a higher high and we came back down here, came up, and yay! That was it. I believe it was right under here. Yeah. 123 right in that area. So I got some new levels to look at here. Now this dotted line here, that was our 886 fib on our way up. That was the top area of resistance that we were fighting with over here. We went up above it and then leveled off here, got up and flipped it, right? We lost that. Below us was our previous 786 and all those. So we're still at those upper levels, right? And sad to say, I mean, the sentiment on the market, I mean, everybody's like gets overly bullish, just overly bullish, and it feels good. And there's all these flags to the upside and things like that on everything at resistance areas. Now, my TA was telling me this was a point that we should get slapped down. This was one of the first times we happened to come up there for a second retest of it, and that would be like akin to, it's like an M top. I guess yeah, you kind of would be like a double top here. You're more of a double. And now we've confirmed it, and now we're fighting up against the dotted line that was our 886 resistance on the way up. Held no support for us on the way down. The red line we got here is my fib pulls. This would be the area that I would at first expect it to test, but she went on through it. And that's a little bit more local. I've got one down here. It's really faint, but that's for the overall, like the big one. And we still haven't hit it. That's at 120. So we could be working our way down here. This could be, a lot of people might even see this as being a bear flag. And it is until it's not, until it breaks up here. But that could be what we're looking at there. I want to go ahead and zoom out just a little bit. But while I'm here on the 6-minute time frame, here's what I've been seeing on the smaller time frames, right? The rollover started. The rollover first it started on the, we started seeing it on the smaller time frames. And we were starting to see it, and then it's starting to pick up with some others. Sometimes they'll get to a point to where it doesn't matter anymore. Okay. It kind of just, and it goes back to the main program. But right now we're on a correction. In my personal opinion, we go to our higher high here. It's not that much higher than where we were before. We were price discovery for such a, was it price discovery? Is that what I did last night? We were in price discovery for just a short little while, and then we came back to where we were before recently, and that kind of sucks. And such is life. I'm going to get rid of this one and draw any new lines that I need to put here. But we caught an area, and it's not satisfying me for support other than visual support going over here. But as far as my fibs and everything, yeah, it's not really fitting in with the jive here. But these are highs, right? There's a chance that we're doing an ABC correction, right? And that's fine and dandy. It can take us down to some areas that we can buy it cheaper. The thing is, it's just slow getting started, and it was kind of like that the last time that we were at a high. If I can pull that up over here, maybe go to 4-hour time frame. When we were over, was it this one? No, it was, I guess it's this one. Yeah, we may be doing something very similar to here. We seem to it seems like we're starting to do some M's. We did M and a W, and we might be M and W and all the way through this kind of channel going up. That's one idea to think about it. We are still in, a makeshift channel idea here. Look, we got an M, we got a W. And now we're kind of doing it in this little section here, right? Oh my God, look at that. It's a head, shoulder, or shoulder, head, shoulder to the downside. That was legit. I think that, that was halfway legit. It doesn't fit my carry. I'm a little picky on the neckline. That doesn't meet my qualifications for that, but a lot of people will see that. Anyway, looking at the market, and the point I'm trying to make is that when we go to our new all-time high, we're so bullish that it's going to go up and flag to the upside. It always is, and we cool off, and we come back up there again. And then we get all bullish again, flags to the upside, and we cool off again, right? It's just wash, rinse, and repeat. But when it starts, it often feels slow getting started. And that's why it's so hard to take a short up there. At least it is for me to short the tops. I had some success with it now, but I'm not in an old short. I'm trying. Might be working on one. If we go up a little bit more, or if we keep losing a level. Personally, it seems to me that we're, like I said, ABC corrections, so we could see a little up, We're looking about coming up about 123 maybe, and of course everybody will get bullish again and go, oh my god, to the moon, flags to the upside, we're going to Valhalla, 136,000. Man, my tongue is going crazy, isn't it? Okay, we gotta change that. I'm sorry. Let's go with this guy. There we go. Let's go with this guy. All right. Well, if we go with this guy, we need. I gotta put the hat on. All right. So here we go. So if we are doing an ABC correction, we're looking pretty much right in this area. I wouldn't expect us to get over that. Actually, I don't expect us to get over the 0.5 Fibonacci area here. Let me draw that little line out. So I'm looking to see what happens here. Maybe a little higher, 123. 123.3, 123.4, right in that area there. And we've also got the crossings on the moving averages that have happened. They're working their way up on the time frames here, and a bearish cross here, the 50 over the 200. That's your death cross. Thump, thump, thump. And so the smaller term time frames up to how high? How high can we go? Yeah, getting up into the 1 and 2 hours, but it's mostly on the small ones, the smaller ones, like 30 minutes and below. And we'll give that roughly about 8 to 10 candles. So what are we looking at? About 4 or 5 hours here? Okay, so in about 4 or 5 hours, I think we should see, you know, whatever we're doing kind of take effect here. That part play itself out, all the crossings, and then we might get our move down, and then we're retesting. You know, look at the bigger areas here. Look at the 4 hour, 50 moving averages down here by our 5 moving average strategy. That makes this place to test. That's also where our major, our bigger, much bigger pullback is. Let's go over here on this idea. Oh my gosh. So when I zoom out, I just get too many numbers and everything. All right, I think what I'm going to do, I just want a clean chart, a halfway clean chart. Okay, oh, is this the one I was playing? This is the one I was playing. Okay, that was my trade. Yeah, was it last night? We were at 124 right there, and I went hard. Just in case we were going to keep our price discovery, and newsflash, we didn't. Got stopped out like $100 cheaper than what I got in, but it was hopeful for a while. Here we got our 9 threatening to cross over the 21, and that could give us the bearish push that we need down to the downside a little bit there. But what I really wanted to do over here was I wanted to come back and zoom way the F out. And let's go back down to where we touched bottom over here at 74,000 and just measure this whole leg from our most local bottom, I mean on the bigger time frames, our bigger bottom, to the current top that we have here. And you take that in consideration, what are your fib areas there? This is where it gets kind of scary, right? Could be scary. That's 114. So we're at a point in the market, since we're not in price discovery, we keep losing our new all-time highs. They don't go up very much because nobody really is excited about, I can't wait till it gets to 130,000 Bitcoin because I'm just going to jump in. You know, a lot of people are thinking, I want Bitcoin cheaper. And we may see that, as crazy as it is, in October, right? And that would flip the script, which I got to say, this whole cycle, they've been flipping scripts a lot, right? They're pretty good at that game. Just when you think you got the rules figured out, they come up with some new ones, or switch up the dates and times on you. So this is telling us a possibility, and I can't argue with it with all these moving averages just consolidated right down here, that 114 could be on the radar. We're going to mark him, and hopefully this being the bullish part of our market, that we would respect that larger, very much larger 236 pullback, right? Hopefully. Because if we have to come back to the 382 area, that's down at 106, and well, that might scare a lot of people. Now that could definitely happen, and is that unheard of from our all-time high to come down there? Well, no, that's just a 14% drop. You remember the big 20% drop that we went over, almost 30% drop? Yeah. So it's only scary if you're on the wrong side of it, and this would be the most opportune time to be on the wrong side of it. You got everybody that's just pissing all over anybody that's trying to short the market. And I mean, I understand from one aspect, but most people, I mean, if they're good traders, if they see a reason to short, such as an area of resistance, meeting target areas, reversal pivot areas, they have a reason to short, and we got all those requirements filled up there. I've got to say. But it takes a little convincing, and it takes a few more drops to bust that little bubble of hope on people and get them to wake up to reality sometimes, I guess, that we might be coming down. We might very well be coming down to 114. I don't know for sure, but all I know is that my rules, trend lines, broken. Well, that means that this strong upward trend to the upside that part's over. There might be another one kick off here. And so that's what we're watching on for the smaller time frames. Bigger picture says we could be coming down as low as about 115. And that's on the 4 hour, right? I could scare you more and pull from the very bottom at 15,000 all the way up here. And yeah, that looks scary too. And considering, let me take all this stuff off, or most of it that I can. Should I go ahead and get these guys off? They're still targets, technically. Maybe I can make them lighter. They're just distracting me. They're annoying me. Those were our higher targets. We know the 113, that white one there. Oops, not that one. All right, so we are in a rising wedge formation, a part of a bigger rising or squeezing channel formation. And these are bearish, right? The bullish scenario is if we break to the upside of it, and we had our chance to do it, but we didn't. We got rejected. So usually every time before when we got rejected off this trend line, even when it first started, we do a correction where there's just a little one or, a bigger one. A little one or a little bit of a bigger one or a more bigger one. And eventually we could find ourselves testing these trend lines one more time, testing this one first, and if it gives, then we are looking possibly down to retest, maybe as far as 100,000. If you were to think about that from where we were down to around 100,000, that is only a 20% drop. Now, I know we don't want to think about a 20% drop in October, and maybe we don't have to. I can't predict the future. All I can do is go by what the charts are telling us at the time, and the time is we hit heavy resistance up there, and for us to just fly to the moon, I mean, sure, maybe it will happen, but I think a little bit bigger dose of reality is that we just got a normal correction. And even if we were to come down to 100,000, we're still within our very bullish parameters for this final leg of altcoin season here, or of the bull market. I said altcoin season. Alexa, skip. What is that? Oh, it's got a little Paul and John in it. Okay. So meanwhile, I guess, but what does this really affect? How does this affect our altcoins? Because I know a lot of you guys are into altcoins, right? More than just Bitcoin, even though it would have been more beneficial for us to play out in Bitcoin. I just want to look over here and see this little guy where is my test experiment. If I went mostly in Bitcoin, a $100,000 account turned into if it wasn't for this one little altcoin trade where I fat fingered, what was it, XEN, where I'm down $2 million, this thing would be worth about $5 million here, just playing $100 worth of Bitcoin early on, from buys at 27,000, 55, 26. This is paper trading and everything. 65,000. Wow, it was the play. It was the play. Now, if you've done the same thing in altcoins, you'd be sitting down less than what you started with, maybe down to $20,000 on that account. Crazy how that works, isn't it? Well, you saw my XCN trade there is down 2 million. Oh my God, that was a fat-fingered accident, but it's paper trading, thank gosh. So, I guess the question is, do you think we're going through a correction? I think I'm going to ask you guys right now. I'm going to start a poll. Are we in a correction or about to blast off? Or let's go with the only other option that we had. Hang out sideways. See what you guys think. And while we're doing that, let me say hello to everybody here. And how's it going, everybody? I need to hide that. Can we? Okay, there we go. That got rid of that. All right. And I hope I can. I don't know if I can see all of that, but I see the bullish on parade. Hey, dog and other humans. Dog, remember Decilim ticker AGI? Yeah, I remember. I do. Because that one, it confuses me with one that I have. It makes me think I have it, but I don't. It's something else, I think. Is it doing something? And during this part of the, while I'm thinking about it, let me put my little marker in the text. So there should be a marker, a little comment from me, and I'll look underneath there when I come back, or even after us go through for any coin requests. So that's the best place to put them, where I can find them. If you don't put them there, I may not find it. That's all I'm saying. If it's not a super chat or something like that, I may not see it. Because sometimes I get lost in these charts, baby. They start talking to me, and I start telling you what I'm seeing or what they're telling me, and it just keeps going from there. All right, so shout out to Bullish on Parade and Duality C. See you guys here. We got Ave Medina and Souls in the House. Bloody Marshmallow says, hey gang, got my nails did today, posted in Telegram land. Well, let's go take a look, because she's got, hey, if you don't know, Bloody Marshmallow's got fire nails. I'm just that, it's just a fact of life. Fire nails. And let's see, where did she say she put it? Would it be in the student? Or with the lounge area, probably. Okay, that's over here. I got two areas. One's the lounge area, where we just kind of, it's more designed for chat and hanging out and everything, sharing information and stuff. And then we got the chart room area, which has all the different rooms, because I didn't know you could do that. And some people like it and some people don't. I kind of like it. And some people, I've heard some people complain about you can't really, get notifications. So, hey, we got Crypto Chester was there. Crypto Chester is another YouTuber, so he came over to the group to say hi there. Well, since he's there, I'll give him a quick shout out. We're coming back to Larry Marshmallow. Squirrel! Crypto Chester. He's over in England, I think. He may be in, I thought he's in England. He may be in Singapore. He's from Britain. Miles, I don't know if Mr. Miles is here, but that's where I first encountered Mr. Miles, is over there in Crypto Chester. He's got 17,000 subscribers there. Been doing this for a minute. And he's got a brother that does it too. Now, I've never watched his brother. I just haven't seen him, or I might have seen him briefly. But I used to watch him. He would stream usually about sometime after my streams. That's where the time would come up. But I haven't seen him lately. Has he been streaming? 4 months ago. I don't think he's been doing very much over here. Daily Crypto Show a year ago. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, sometimes I guess you can fall off. I haven't fell off yet, but I could see how that could happen. The big money in YouTube is not on the crypto side. It's not made unless you're shilling something, right? And then they can make some really, really big money shilling stuff. And for those of us that don't take that route, well, I guess, we come to a point where you're like, is this worth it? Time, money, what, for, I don't know. So far, that's not been an issue for me, but if I had to have a job, which, thank you, Jesus, that I don't, at the moment, other than trying to work this thing out, I guess I would get a little disappointed too. We were coming over to take a look at Grilly Marshmallow's nails. I hadn't forgot. I almost forgot, but we didn't forget. And I'm trying to find those. So it should be in the, oh, look, there they are. Oh, it's a video. Look, fire, Halloween. They're all nice and shiny. Look at that. Oh, look at that rock. Nice, beautiful, magnifico. So, awesome nails. We need clappy hands. Yeah. That's in the lounge.
All right. Woo! Yes.
All right, so Bitcoin. Oh, we were in the chat. I got all these boxes open. We got Gator Squatch in the house. And let's finish saying hello to everybody here. Strega. Road Dog beating up Sean again. Don't tell everybody though. We don't need another domestic dispute over here. Chris Klein, yeah, Sean's in the hospital at this point. Oh my gosh. Dog with hoodie, you called the dip. Did I? It just, everything's changing so often. But she is coming down, ain't she? It felt bullish. It did feel bullish, and I wish it was. But it did, for my setups and everything, it was telling me it was a pivot point. It was telling me, and even the trend lines were telling us that. But yet, some people saw it, and a lot of other people weren't looking at it. But still, even if you see it, you're like, the conviction, is it going to do it? Because you know, if you've seen Bitcoin run and throw everybody for a loop and just keep on going and not look back, you've seen that happen a few times. It does happen. It does happen. But the question, I guess, is how far do we come back? Because this is a tricky area to be in if you're trying to make this play. Because if you're trying to go long, you could be very disappointed. And if you're trying to go short, you can be very disappointed too if you catch it at the wrong time. If you're shorting supports or shorting bottoms, that's not recommended. But we'll look at an idea, or I think we already talked about it, right? And it comes up where it's a little B wave of the correction. Should be coming up a little bit. It should be trying to a little bit before coming back down. And I wouldn't expect it to come down here and just bounce and go straight back up. There needs to be, a couple of waves of that correction there, kind of noticeable on some decent time frames there. Maybe on a huge time frame, it might look like one move, but when you break it down, there's something to it. Hey, you got a goldfish. I did too somewhere. Oh man, I meant to set that up, but I didn't. So, got a goldfish. Is that what you were? Is this it? No, I switched it. Oh, now I'm... Haha, that's cute. Look how cute. Look how adorable I am. I am so freaking adorable. I'm keeping him. I'm going to keep him. I'm going to keep him. I'm just going to keep him. Ha! I'm adorable. What? I'm so cute. Oh. I haven't used this face. I like this one. But I did have a goldfish. Maybe if we get some requests, we can find the goldfish. We'll get into the ARC coins here in just a second. Hold on and just let me say hello to everybody here. Yeah, they got that religious statue underwater in Key West. They have a... What are we talking about? That sounds interesting, and I don't know the whole story. But now I'm hooked. There's a statue underwater in Key West, and they have a big, huge one in Brazil, the same image. What is it? I'm dying to know. My curiosity has to be satisfied. Did a lot of diving into the Keys. Gatorwatch says he got a lot of megalodon teeth he found near Venice Beach, about 500 yards out. That sounds cool. Hey, there's Joe from Trade Intuition, fellow YouTuber, right over here. Joe used to be one of the mentors and admins in the trading group that I joined many years ago. Now, as time keeps moving on in this crypto market, oh my God, I feel old. I think crypto's making me feel older. But there's Joe, also streaming every day, giving out good training alpha. And you need some of that. I'm just saying. Crypto Squid, good to see you. Chris Line says Kashi is good. Is that the cereal? Glitter Marshmallow says I prefer Rice Krispies because they talk to me when my friends don't. That's hilarious. Dave P, how's it going? Turkey, squirrels, laughing. Yeah. And we got DZ. Can you look at Toshi? Let me write that down. I think we looked at it last night, right? It was doing pretty good, I thought. It was starting to move, I think, right? Take a look at Toshi there. The B&B ecosystem seems to be where all the attention is right now, and where the attention flows, the money goes. And that seems to be the hot spot right now. If you're trading, that is the recommendation. So there was a request that I put out right there for submit your coin request. So now I'll take a look over here. There's Matt. How's it going, Matt? Do you look at the Pi cycle indicator for Confluence for the top long? I do pull it out. I just know right now it's like way up at it's somewhere crazy right now, like what, $180,000, $200,000 or something for the top line. We're near the bottom line. They're not anywhere near close to touching each other. So no need yet. According to the Pi cycle top, we're still at the bottom rung area. We still got lots to go in Bitcoin. Sounds crazy, don't it? Why didn't it happen then right now here in October? Is it going to happen in the next 2 months? That would be crazy AF. Wouldn't that make you feel bad? He said it was going through a correction, and then all of a sudden I turned out, so I sold everything so I could buy it cheaper, and then I turned around the next day and it was at $180,000. You suck, road dog. I'm never watching you again. I would hope that would never happen. We got MG Motorsport. Let's go, Chester. CC gang. Yeah, Crypto Chester. And I think I've said hello to everybody. There's Matt. That's what I'm talking about. Either first time Pi cycle top indicator is wrong, or we still have a long way to. Yeah, one or the other. It's either way off, or oh my God, get ready for something fantastical. And if you've been through Bitcoin cycles before, they can feel pretty fantastical, right? You're like, selling this Bitcoin at $200 because it sucks. It was 800, come down to 200, 280, man. It was 400. I should have sold it 4. Let's sell it 250. And then, oh my God, it's 1800. Oh, dude, don't you have that Bitcoin? You know it's like $17,000 right now, right? It's like, I thought at $400. They say you get the amount of Bitcoin that you deserve. I've watched mine trickle away into these damn altcoins because I thought I would let it fund my altcoins. That's stupid. Even knowing how the Bitcoin dominance things work, I don't know what the hell I was thinking. Never, ever, ever will I do that again. All right, let's take a. Oh, there's so. Gizmo! And there's Justin Makachek. Gizmo should have the hats, but you could see. But you can also see the America brand. The America brand. Oh yeah. He does look cute in a hat too, though. Wonder what he looks like in a. That's kind of weird looking. Okay. I think we'll go with the. I think we'll be a captain tonight. So I guess we're Gizmo tonight. All right. Well, that's different. I was going to be a goldfish for a second. I found Gizmo instead. Well, let's take a look at the market here. And look at them altcoins. Dumpity dump, 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 dump. So we had a trend line, right? Trend line, resistance, and until we get really ballsy and start breaking out of it, well, we usually come down. So it did what it should do. Is nothing unheard of. It just sucks. It just sucks if you didn't take enough profits or didn't sell enough or go short, whatever your plan was. Then you ride the roller coaster down, and the roller coaster sucks riding down. And I'm looking over here. I'm seeing. I thought you were supposed to be going down. Is this the 4 hour? It's behind my Gizmo head back here, but I see that stable coins are starting to go up here on the 4 hour. They've been coming up, so people are selling off of the altcoins. Well, that's probably smart. And then we got Bitcoin dominance right here behind my little dancer girl, which is right over here. Which is finding support on the trend line that we drew from down here, because that's what trend lines are so good for. They will help you find reversal areas too. Fibs and trend lines, baby. I'm just saying. with an occasional moving average thrown in. If you got the right ones, they're pretty good at finding some areas that we can bounce. And sadly, that found that one, and now we're breaking back through this original resistance area here, or we are back above that, and that just kind of sucks, because as more Bitcoin dominance goes up, the more altcoins start coming down, and that's just how this game kind of works. There's this little cheat sheet right here. If you've never seen it before, you can take a screenshot. That will help you out to kind of figure out how this market works. Let me throw you up a couple of things. Here's a bullish divergence sheet. Now this is my version. I thought it'd be cute and easy to remember, but it's never seemed to have taken, caught up anywhere. I think it's easy to remember a bow tie for the angles. Listen, my theory for the reason why bullish and bearish divergence is so a hard concept to grasp is because it's a lot like the greater than and less than sign when you're taking the angles as to how to read it. And it was always back in 3rd and 4th grade, it's so easy, or whenever it was, to flip those around and not get them right. It wasn't until somebody told me about the fishy eating the bigger ones that it made sense and I could get it right. Oh, I get it now. Well, why didn't you say that to start with? Because that took forever. So I thought, we'll put it this way. So we got bow ties and diamonds, and there's a weird anyway. Sometimes what I do flops. I've also got this volume cheat sheet, which I stole from my previous trading group and put my name on it. Yeah. You might see Joe with one very similar. I'm just saying. And then this, which... Let me get this guy off. Not this guy, but let me get the comment off so we can see this. This might be able to help you a lot if you're a pattern trader. Here you go. Bukowski's statistics for these triangle patterns, which when you zoom out, about all your stuff will fit into a channel or a triangle. It's how the market works. If you believe in channel theory, where price travels in the channel, well, you draw a diagonal line through a channel where you get a triangle. Yeah. And if you're tired of hearing that every pattern breaks up or breaks down 68% of the time, or this is a 50-50 pattern, or this one, I don't know, about 98% of the time, this does this. Here's your accurate statistics according to Thomas Bukowski, who is the nerdy computer software engineer who retired in his early 30s from trading the market and wrote I kid you not, the Encyclopedia of Chart Patterns. Big old thick ass book. You can also go to thepatternSite.com, but just to boil it down in a nutshell, there's the percentages of breakout, and that will help you a lot better than what you're being told over there. And then we also got the Path to Altcoin season, which is helpful to navigate the market, where we go into Bitcoin and then we come down. Money starts rolling out of that more into Ethereum or whatever the other competing other coin is, top layer ecosystem, because Bitcoin does well. It's getting an ecosystem in a kind of sideways manner with layer 2 Bitcoins, but now, which I think is cool. I wouldn't fade on that. And Ethereum, and so Solana is also getting up there. That's what I'm trying to get in. Phase 2 is also incorporating Solana, and you're seeing BNB. So we're seeing it trickle. It's just a slow process, right? So if there's anything you can take away from the nice street and understand about altcoin season, it's just, it starts off in these little waves, and it first goes on to the big coins, start seeing the rise, and we start seeing those ecosystems, and you'll start seeing the smaller plays on there. That's where the larger caps on there, the dexes and things like that start picking up in some of those projects. Apparently we got to include memes in there too. And then we start seeing it roll down to large caps, then the mid caps, and then the small caps, and the micro caps. And it kind of rotates that way. So if you think about it, if you're spending all your time early on in the bear market, or early on or all through the bull market, if you're focusing on the micro caps, I'm sure you can get some gains and get some stuff like that, but you're having to wait for the real time that they would really take off would be toward the end of the season. They're the last ones to get the real roll over a big spike up, right? So you could be holding, and like your micro caps and your very small caps, and you probably found this out yourself this cycle, because you see that they just they'll do a little something, but they're not doing what you want them to do, right? You have to wait. So is it smart to park your money there for such a long time and dive in hand, baby? I'm gonna, or unless you're actively doing something with it, you're just like sitting there while the rest of the market's passing you by. And while the smart people were playing Bitcoin first and then selling out their Bitcoin and going into Ethereum and riding that wave, and BNB and Solana, they're riding all these other little waves, and they know to ride, they know which market cap sectors to go into as it starts unfolding to ride up and get your gains, right? And if you're not thinking in that mentality, then you're going to be sitting in all these altcoins just waiting for your day, right? Oh my God, one of these days, and then it'll be here and be gone just like that, because that's what they all do. Glittery Marshmallow, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate that. Names of statues: Christ of Abbey's in Key Largo and Christ the Redeemer in Brazil. Oh, cool. I like that. The world needs more Jesus. That's very true. The world does need more Jesus. And you don't have to be a religious, stick up your butt kind of person or anything. He was. I would love to meet Jesus. He's the Cliff Note version. I like to do Cliff Note versions of things, apparently, boil things down to the little thing. Well, and he said it was to love God with all your heart and to love your neighbor as you love yourself. If you can do those, everything else will fall in line, and you don't have to worry about breaking all the other rules and doing all the bad stuff if you're really paying attention to those two things. When you stop paying attention to those two things, you start doing all the other stuff that gets you caught up in all the life, all the curse that we're in, right? Because sin is a curse, right? And the more that we sin, we're just bathing in the curse, and we're just going to get the effects of it. And, anyway. Lord, start me preaching. Get Gizmo preaching out here. All right. Those ears crack me up. They are kind of cool, right? I had another Gizmo, but he had like a big-ass face and everything, right? I don't know. I said big ass. I can love Jesus and say big ass, and that's what's so cool about it. You can't be perfect. There's no way to be perfect, but you can be saved by grace. Gritty Marshmallow says, I'm from Texas. And hit the twang to prove it. They got the twang to prove it, huh? Hey, man, Brother Ben, God and neighbors. There we go. I would like to go to Brazil. Y'all can talk about some cool stuff. Hey, there's Mr. Miles. How's it going, Mr. Miles? Well, let's start looking at these charts because, oh my God, we spent 47 minutes and looked at the first altcoin here. And I wonder why my streams are 2 hours long. I can't believe I've been sitting here talking for 40 minutes. Dude, if you knew me in real life, I just don't talk, all right? You know, I'm not a conversational person. I don't like small talk or anything. My personality just hates it. So altcoins are tanking, or a few of them are. Some of them are doing all right. And I got a feeling that most of these are tied to BNB for some reason. This hat's getting hot. Hat's got to go. Ooh, it's getting too hot in here. Well, I guess if I'm going to be Gizmo, pull the hair back. So this is what we got for the daily. How are we looking over? Well, it's not horrible, but if it adds up and starts stacking days over days, then it starts feeling pretty rough, right? 5%, 4%, getting some drops on there. Some of these coins are holding up some of the others in markets, but most of them are trying to drop. Look at Cake. Let's take a look at some of these coins. We'll start out first with, we had a request for Toshi. Let's take a look at Toshi. What are you doing, Toshi? Do we want to look let's look at MixC, because I think Coinbase was late to add Toshi, right? So it's still doing pretty decent, right? Higher highs, higher lows. Don't know if it'll make a higher high than this right now after this little thing. Maybe it will. Hope so. Let's see. Well, I was playing this guy, and those were my reversal targets in there, and she went up to well past what I had in there. How far did you go? You didn't go past the 618. You did. See, that's just an anomaly. for this setup, unless there's another one that I missed. And then, that's the thing, when you're doing TA, you can see what you see and what applies that you're familiar with. But there might be something on a different picture you're not seeing, right? And somebody else might see it. That's why it's kind of cool just to get other insights on things from time to time. I found somebody else will see something in a way that I didn't see it before. Sometimes that can lead down to a rabbit hole of learning. Just helps you become a better trader, a better analyst. And if we just work on that, the money will come, right? If we just work on our craft, finding what works for us and works well for us and tells us what these charts are saying, and then we really work on the art of trading, which is different from the art of analysis, because that involves two qualities that analysis doesn't, which is, three qualities: money, emotion, mostly emotion, and risk management. And so TA is just one part of what you need. TA, your system, and the ability to play it and not screw it up and not cave into the emotions and degen. Too many of the degen nature, our degen nature there, such as buying the flags to the upside, buying the tops. It's up, I want to be in it so I can be part of a winning trade. I think that's really what's going on in most of us. Like, I want to be part of that winning. If I bought it, I don't care. Look, cake is $4 right now. I can buy it. I want to get in. Yeah, cake is $4. Yeah, I got some. Yeah. You got cake? It's up to $4. Yeah, I got some. I guess it makes you feel good there until it drops to 3, and then you're like, oh man. So probably the worst time in the world to start trying to think about buying cake, but definitely not the worst time in the world to think about taking profit, as it comes right up there and taps our 786 Fibonacci. Oh man, I think you went high. I think I'm already out of cake. Yeah, and I think I had a target in the 3s. I think I was here. Yeah, I think I did 366. You blasted. Oh man. You suck, road dog. I did. I had a cake play and I had to take target. I sold it all. And the reason I did that was because I think we had a little drawdown from my entry or something like that. And if you go and draw down and it lasts for a while, then when you get to somewhere profitable, or you're whatever, you're cooler with taking those lower profit areas, right? You're like, well, what's going on? That's good. Okay, as long as you're to get rid of the pain of the drawdown. I hate being in drawdown. I don't like it. We should all, I think it's largely a fact of the market. I don't know anybody that's not going to be in drawdown. A lot of people act like they don't know what drawdown is, but drawdown sucks. I like to draw up. That's nice, man. I'm looking at the Ichimoku Cloud of the day. This one looks ballsy. What are you doing here on the 4-hour? Are you? Man, you're being strong. So to buy, to hold as an investment for this one, I mean, you kind of missed your best places and you are at resistance. She might be coming down about 380, somewhere through there. I would look for that idea. She is most likely... well, I would look toward the trend line. I believe that she will come down and test her trend line. I think she might dip a little bit below $4 there. But if I had to pick a place to where she might come back to, I'm looking about right here. The old 0.5 by Fibonacci. If she comes down real quick, she could get to the 618. That might be setting up for a nice 3 drives. Did you 618 over here? No, you got the 0.5 there. I think you'll still get a variation of the 3 drives with that one. And so we might be seeing that happen as she takes a pull back to here and then goes up and goes for it again and pulls back. And at that point, I would expect a correction, because you usually get 3 pumps and then your dump as a general rule to follow and look for on your charts. So cake looking interesting. Here's a useless coin. and I don't know anything about it, but it's at 34 cents right now, and it was at 15 down here at this lower bottom. So here's the thing about it. It looks like this, right? It comes down and it makes a lower low. Makes a lower low down here, if you can see it. Oh, and it just keeps hanging around there, and it's like, oh man, this thing sucks. Got a bearish cross coming. It sucks, man. I wouldn't touch this with your penis, and all that. So at 14 cents, nobody wants it. But then what happens? If you zoom out, that's nice. She looks like a big ass flag to the upside. Oh my god, it's a flag to the upside. She has a falling wedge. I would go with that. Flags are more of smaller things, but I guess you can play that. We could play it both ways, really. Any kind of situation like this, I play as an AB equals CD, and I have very good luck doing such as that. So we'll see if we can have such. Oh, but you didn't do what I need you to do. All right, so when I look for AB equals CD, I am looking for things to square up. I'm not as confident that that will be what we're looking at, since it's not respecting my fibs like this, even though we can say, oh, but that's a 618. But I will take the measure move for it, and we'll see how this plays out. And we will apply it down here to the bottom here. I don't know that will work, because it doesn't square up for me. See, when I take that measure move, it should actually go up to one of my fibs, such as this one right here. But maybe that's what we're looking at right there. Now we got another trend line here that we can put there. I'm gonna blow it up nice and pretty. I want to make it a different color, because I feel spicy. And I've got nothing really good at Confluence up here to look for a channel. Now there is a channel idea, but I don't have enough touches there to really help me define it. That's all you can give me. Okay, so, but we can definitely go with that trend line and look for some more uppity up. And now, if I want to find some targets for that uppity up, besides that one there, go over and swing high to swing low. Tell me where price is going to go, and let's see what you're running into. You got past the 618. You bullish, baby. You bullish, you bullish, you bullish. 37.85 would be the next area that we're likely to bump our head and maybe come back for a retest the breakout area about 25, 26 cents. Could happen. Remember, when you do get a nice little breakout, there is a really good chance to come back and retest the breakout area. Sometimes it even comes lower and touches the trend line. Sometimes it doesn't even come as low. You got variations that happen there, but there is usually always a pullback as a general rule to that area. And if you play that, you know, you always got a place to add to your bag or get in. If you missed an entry on something, you don't have to chase. And it just helps you to know these things. Looking for me higher highs? Well, actually, I'm looking for you. I guess we got two of these little guys. How ironic. How did you come? Oh, that's interesting. I want to see how that plays out. I'm basically looking at 52 cents and also a little short-term target here, about 38. All right, so here's one we looked at. Now everybody's starting to talk about it because it's hard to miss on crypto bubbles. It's just lit up everything, and it's at, for real? For real? I was looking to get in this last night, but it wasn't on my exchange. So when I think we looked at it yesterday or whenever she's working her way down. So what are you doing, COAI? that looks like, and we got a 113, so we should get a pullback there, right? And she's here. Let's see if she can get back here. I gotta. It don't look like it yet, does it? It looked really bullish right now, except for she's rolling over. It could be, if you're looking at patterns, you might be seeing an inverted Adam and Eve type pattern that might possibly be forming here. That's where we get the little pointy. I guess the pointies are Adams, and I guess the roundies are Eve. I would say I would want my Eve to be round. I wouldn't want my Eve to be pointy. But I think in today's age, there are a lot of pointy Eves out there, from what I'm seeing on TV. They were Evans before, but I think they're Eves now. And we got a nice trend line. Oh man, that trend line may trump this little 3-8. That may trump it. So an AB equals, no, you're not that, but you did get your retracement there. Are you trying to go up or down? Do you have more gas in your tank, and why after such a big move? So we're looking for 1 hump, 2 hump, 3 hump, dump dump. It's the general rule. Let's get Elliot's information. What do you think, Elliot? What do you think? Elliot seems to believe that we got one more wave coming. Now that could just be a double top. That would suck. Elliot seems to think, I will agree with you on this one, Elliot. She's got a habit for the 113s. We see that pattern developing there, or the one. So we'll go with that target 414. I do agree with you on that, Elliot. I don't know where the hell you're getting that one though. He says it's a 4. What are you looking at? Oh, what? Sometimes, Elliot. So on this particular move, yeah, you could. And you're also suggesting right here with AB equals CD. I found that most people just call them ABCD instead of putting the equal in there. I guess that makes it a little bit less wordy. Speaking of which, if you're interested, what I'm talking about, it seems like gibberish to you. I did put something over in the student chart that I came across just today. This is the help center on TradingView. It's the link right to it. Oh. That's not the link I thought I was sharing. This is what I found, but it goes over the 3 drives pattern, and it also does some other stuff. But what it was I was looking at was this. I put the wrong link in there. Well, I guess I can fix that now. I wouldn't have found that out. Well, let's fix that right now. But anyway, I'd like to learn more about various drawing tools. So if you're wanting to learn about the various drawing tools on TradingView, I'll put the link in I got the link down here in Telegram. Let's make a new one. Make sure it takes us to the right place. Yeah, it takes us to the right place. And let's erase the other one. All right. And we got that one right. All right, yeah, so if you're wondering about how to do things, like, it goes over the ABC pattern, so I thought that was cool. So I think that goes over a lot of the tools and stuff here too. Bars pattern, brush, anything you got a question about the tools on Trading Book, that'd be a good source to find them. That's got one on Gan Square too. Oh, cool. And just tells you about how to work it and how to pull it and how to use these things. So that's very helpful for the newbies, for somebody that's new to this market and new to TradingView and all of that. So COAI, now we're looking at this idea, but I don't know that it will hold, but it might. We only got 1 touch, 2 touch. I'd like to get another touch there to really confirm that little guy. All right, so this one might have another move up. I guess we will share this with the... Let's go with a bigger time frame. It could go up, and we could also lose this main trend line. We don't want to see that happen. If we see that happen, then we're trying to confirm like some kind of M pattern or something, right? We'd be looking at 178 or lower. Right now, it should look like she could keep it on up there. Look at some of these indicators over here. What are you looking like over here? Is that a red dot on the 4-hour? Yeah, that was a couple hours ago. This just went sideways. Bearish divergence. You can get 3 instances of bearish divergence on them drives up like that. Let's take a look at Sonic. And Sonic, where are you, Sonic? You should be here. Not Swee. May I type it in? Sonic. And we'll look at COINEX here. Zoom out to the 4 hour. Nice. Looks like we got a breakout for Sonic from the lower lows. Recovered that. Now it's time for us to go start taking out these highs. So we want to see it come above 33. We want to see it take out this guy at 36 and hopefully come out to 41. And we're on the 4 hour time frame here. We made it out of our bargain basement price zone here, below 27 cents. Anything below 27 was the place to have accumulated this one. Probably feel that now since she's working on her way to 30 cents. All these moving averages are inverted there, trying to recover. So the next target I'd be looking at is right here at 34 cents for you. Should come up and test that 618. Possibly get rejected, pull back, and then start trying to work for our bigger targets there. And well, shucks, ma'am. Let's see if we can hit this 886. Really, the 786 would be your best way to go there. So next target about 34. And keep the idea on the bigger time frame. When we zoom out a lot, 52 cents is really the place that it's got to work hard to get up to from these bottoms, right? So that's a much better target, in my personal opinion, to kind of hold on and wait for, and that would give you 77% gains. That's almost a double up. That's kind of what I like to do. If you're buying so low, why you want to sell so early? Sell a little bit if he needs to. But probably make some more gains. However, we probably need to update that since she made a lower low. I may have made a lower low since I looked at it. I don't know. Let's re-examine our targets there. It's good to do this periodically because, well, we're human and we screw things up. Oh, what the hell? Wait a minute. Oh, you're from the big one, right? Yeah, you were the big one. This was December 24th high. So we gotta do a little finesse in here. Not much though. It comes down just a wee little bit. Oh no, now it's 52.20. You suck, road dog. You suck, you do. What were you? That was some old stuff. Let's get rid of the old stuff. That was a hopeful time, I guess, with the falling wedge kind of idea. It's a fat falling wedge too. Did have a breakout, but lackluster. Never could get above there. Couldn't get above this area here. Made its lower low, which was a 786, more than like, or 886, I guess, right? Yeah, 886 retracement right there. See how these numbers always repeat, right? There are repeating patterns on the Fibonacci. The prices is crazy, and not only that, there are even more patterns there of behavior of where it reacts to certain fib levels, and sometimes that will influence on where we can find those pivot points, right? Or which pivot points to choose based on which ones that it got rejected off of. And that's what's so cool about this Fibonacci journey here. And if you got a system that does something like that, where you can find some pretty routine pivot points where, you know, routine action takes place there routinely, you have an edge on the market. And if you have an edge on the market, then and you do proper risk management, then you have a good chance of actually trying to build some wealth in this. That's a sucky trend line. It does technically is correct, but it's still a sucky trend line with all the space here, but we'll leave it there. Take a look at BNB because, well, it's the bee's knees today. 33 people hanging out with me. BNB got up to 1345. And I guess I had an open position of it, and I don't know, did it sell out? It didn't liquidate me. It just, I must have had a price target that must have got hit. So my play for, or my perpetual futures play for that. I gotta look for another entry if I want to try to keep this up. And I think she might have a chance to, can she keep on going? How far can she go? Because you kind of hit all the targets that we were looking at here, right? So let's clear you out. Let's zoom out. Oh my goodness. And you're just in price discovery. So if we were looking at this to try to figure this situation out as we do zoom out, I might even come over here to the 3-day chart. And how would we look at this? Well, I would suggest that we would actually consider Elliott wave theory, knowing that we got 3 sections that we could be working on here, right? This could be a 1, 2, working on the 3, which is the bigger leg of them all, right? All right, so a couple ways that we can do that. And we can pull our, well, that wasn't it. One way is with the fib extensions, and that's usually, I think, how the Elliott wave people do it. So it's not the way that I'm the greatest at, but we will take this little first wave here. And I'm going up here, 1, well, you would be down here, wouldn't you? For your 2. So we go 1, 2, and then you're at the 1618. That should be the area where she turns her little happy ass around right there. So we should be, we're at 1274. That should be, oh man. So if you're looking at a long, or already got in the long here, you may go through some drawdown period on this one. A good chance for it to happen. Unless we're, now what were you pulling back to? Let me try my method. Well, I need to see where you come back to. Let's see, where did you pull back to? You got a 786? For real, for real? You went up to the 2.3. You pretty much about nailed that one. That's not one that I commonly use. How well did you do that? Pretty much nailed that. Okay, so to me, I think a pullback is definitely in order, and I would argue for this 382. 914 sounds crazy for BNB, and the only situation I can think that would make that happen is if Bitcoin has to go down like to $117,000, $116,000 or something like that. That could draw our altcoins down to those levels, and even BNB. Let's come down to some smaller time frames and see what we got. You still look bullish AF. 4 hours still looks bullish AF. They often do it near the points at the top, though. That's the crazy thing. Same thing with Bitcoin just last week. Look bullish AF, right? Flags to the upside. We're going to wait till it flags out. Got to the upside. And hopefully, where are you coming down? Smaller time frames? Here we go. Here we go. Here's the 15-minute. There's one of our lower highs there. Now we're starting to lose a few little, losing the 100 there. So it might be one of the starts of it, but local trend line, you know, we want to see that break. And if it for some reason holds and keeps going up, then we'll say, you suck, road dog, it's still going up. We're going up to $16,000. I don't know. So first place, I'd look here, and that's got some confluence here with, or do you? Do you not? You don't? Would you be breaking that line? If you break that line, I would be looking more down here. All right, well, let's see, about 10. That would also be retesting this little guy over here too. And if you're a 3-wave, yeah. Elliot, what do you think? You're the, really? Elliot says I'm stupid. Oh no, now you agree with me. Make up your mind, Elliot. Are you bullish or bearish? You just telling us it was the 4th wave that's going up to 5, up to Bahala. Now you're telling me here it's an ABC correction, which is what I would think. Okay. All right, Elliot. I see you're a little bit wishy-washy. You remind me of Flag Guy. All right, so those are some of the ones that are kind of up right now. Solana's suffering just a little bit. Let's take a look at Solana over here. Is that one? Oh, that's the market cap. That's the same thing. It's at 219. $219 on Solana. Here on the, let's go to the 4 hour. And this was interesting when, because I seen the same kind of thing happen with Total 3 one time, and it gave me this little bearish pattern here. Now it continued in a little bit of a range and then dump, right, and actually made a bigger version of that pattern. A lot of people would think it's a head and shoulders, but it started over here with this little guy, the little guy with the little bitty pinhead. And I think we talked about Beetlejuice and all this other stuff. I said I don't like it. These things usually lead to bad news, right? And then we started doing another variation of this triple top right there, losing trend lines, and here we are. So, man, Solana.
Baller alert. Make it rain.
We got a super chat. I heard that. So we lost the trend line. That's not good. Solana. Dang, man. Why altcoins? Or am I going to have to take a look at Total 3 again and look at the big picture here? Because it's supposed to be October, and there will be a section of this month. I promise. I promise. It happens every time. I mean, I can't predict the future, but I can go by the past. And you think October, but there will be a couple of weeks of October where you're thinking, well, where the hell is it? Everybody says October. Why is everything crashing in October? Why is everything crashing in October? And that's part of it. And then after all that, then it starts getting fun again and kind of stays fun. But right now, it's kind of looking like we're headed toward a... Oh, snap! Dang it, Sean! I keep looking at myself on the screen, so I'm so cute. I make a cute gizmo. Okay. If we go too long, then I'll turn into a pumpkin. So Solana, you coming down? Can you? Oh, this is still the market. When we're on the market cap, this is still 3. Okay. So Solana, back to you. Where are you coming down to, babe? What you planning on doing here? You lost your 382, and that's too. And that Fibonacci is too close to this trend line to make me think that you're going to keep it. So, oh man, you would. Could you? Let's see what the 0.5 gives us. That's where most of our moving averages are. I'm looking at the bear scenario down here at the 786. If we were to come down there. I'm not seeing the situation just yet other than the trend line area there. 0.5 makes more sense to me right here. 214. Let's see what we got there. Let's change you. That would be the impulse move and coming back, according to Charles Dow, 50% retracement, and then catching from there. That might be it. Otherwise, we'd be looking for, a measured move. This one's a little bit more of a conservative version of that. And that takes us down to the 618. You're going to do a 618? A full 618, really? I guess you could. I mean, that's normal. I mean, I hadn't seen you do that in a while, but okay. Are you slowing down then? All right, so if we do get about to the 618, at least we might have an interesting target to the upside. I think I'm going to go ahead and take these targets. Oh, what was that? Oh, it's a fib. They are probably, yeah, okay, well, you're still good. No, those targets are still good. They're from this pool, so they're still legit. They're not influenced by this stuff. However, we got some new smaller targets, 214 and 209. Could be coming down for Solana, and what would that be from where we are now? Just another 5%. Not bad. Already had the brunt of it when it was up here at 237. 237 down here is 10%. What if we get that 20% drop out of crypto, out of altcoins and stuff? Where would that put it? Oh my God, let's hope that doesn't happen. Any kind of black swan event or anything in October, that would suck. Because this is a month we've been waiting on for pretty much the whole damn season. I'm just saying. Now, Zcash, we've been following that one because it just went off the chain. Some people say this one just can't stop. It can't stop going. Well, it did. At 173.786 Fibonacci retracement is enough to stop it in its tracks after about the third or fourth time. It was persistent up there, I gotta say. Kept knocking on the door, kind of like a Jehovah's Witness. That was uncalled for. I'm sorry. Do they knock or do they stalk you? I don't know. It's one of the two. Bouncing off the 1 hour, 200 moving average. I'm going to zoom out to the 4 hour here. When do we do that? That comes out to, equates to 50 moving average. We're dangerously close to that red cloud. I don't want to get sucked in. Elliot, do you see your little correction here on your little ABC? Fifth wave, A, B, come up, come down. So we might be looking for that idea. Bouncing off the 50, the situation I'm seeing set up here for the moving averages would be a nice bounce off the 50, but the 9 across the 21, so we could more than likely find some headspace up there. A hard time getting back above there. And I'm going to lean with 0.5. 6-1 might come in, but looks like Zcash might trail back up to about 148, 149, that area. And then come on back down, probably to 105 in this area, the 217 area, which is also our 0.5 fib for the big pull. So see how this stuff kind of relates to each other. They kind of intertwine, and mostly they do. Okay, especially if you're a little bit more persistent with your fibs. Stop treating the fibs, and it lines up beautifully. So the confluence in the fibs, and that's a strong indication. And you're really pointing at that one right there, 105. I think I'm going to draw a little arrow here and kind of go with that, and I also think I'm going to draw a little arrow here. Where are you that color? You shouldn't be that color. So Zcash looks like she might be coming up and then coming down. That would be my guess, my play. And if it doesn't, then, well, that was my guess. ABC correction looks like a nice one to me. Coming through this big Ichimoku cloud and trying to catch some traction here. And hopefully it will. Hopefully it won't come down much lower than that, or maybe wick down. 100 moving average is coming there too. By moving average strategy, that's exactly what we would be looking on doing. Bouncing from here, coming back up, because there's a bearish cross, good possibility to get rejected at the 21. 21 should be our next target, and then it will have to come back, and then come back to the it'll go 21. We come to the 9, and if we can catch traction at the 9, maybe we start working on something. We break through the 9, we're coming back here, probably coming through the 50 to talk to the 100. Does that make sense? All right, so, and then we got this one, XPL, which was hot, and now it's not. See, with hot, and then she gave it all back. Well, that's crazy. Like, I never heard of altcoins giving up all the gains. That's stupid. Well, silly duck. Excuse me. So we're looking at a falling wedge. It doesn't look as falling wedgy as much on the 4 hour. It probably does on a 1 hour or something, right? Kind of, sort of. I don't like that. I like this. I like that more of a channel idea. And a retest of that channel. Hopefully we'll find some support here, right? We haven't, or have you? Yeah, you did make a lower low from this guy, didn't you? $886 retracement, baby. That should do it for you. For local here, while on the 1 hour. All right, so I think we do what we need to do here. Let's come down the smaller time frames. Are you getting some traction there? Not a sign of it yet. Oh, here on the 5 minute, maybe something if it'll stick, right? That's a good little thing to make us feel better at the moment, right? So it looks like she's catching some traction here. Will it hold? Respecting the 886 Fibonacci, also respecting the trend line perfectly that we just put up there. When we zoom into it, and that's just confirmation or validation for me when I see that. I want to see that kind of stuff. I want to see price on the smaller time frames react to what I put up there on the bigger ones, right? I want to come in and see that, well, you really are respecting that line there. Hell yeah, I think that's right. Moving averages, the bigger ones, and why I had the bigger ones, because they tell me the momentum is still to the positive side, even though it doesn't feel like it. and then we can come up there and even actually get above there, get above back up to $1 or something. Can. We've got some bearish crosses there, but since they're flipped the right way, that's bullish, and that can pull us back up, in my personal opinion. So I'd be looking right around through there. Again, the target we're holding out for is this red line here, which is like 103. But if you wanted to get into the nitty gritty and day trade it on the 5-minute or whatever, and look at or whatever you want to do, basically I'd be looking at the 382 and ultimately the 618. So you're looking at 94 cents and 99 cents right in those areas. And I may come back to the chat here. Let's go. We had a poll earlier tonight that says, are we in a correction? 58% of you guys seem to think that yes, we are. 22% of you think that we're about to blast out, and 20% of you think that we're about to hang out sideways. So most seem to think that we're in a correction. Most people thought we were really, really bullish the last couple of days. And then we got what we didn't want. Now, I guess if the bullish sentiment is still there, I don't know if it will be or not. If we get any kind of green candle tomorrow, I'm sure it'll all come back full force. But I was curious. Now, if we're all starting to lean bearish, are they going to pull that little trick on us, the October trick, and fly us to the moon? So it's a tricky month, man. Psychologically, it's tricky. And playing the charts is tricky, because if you're trying to long, like for me, you know, I took a lot of profit on my Bitcoin when it was up there, right? But now I've got to well, when am I going to get back in? Because if I get back in too soon, it comes back down, then I'm losing Bitcoin again, right? My balance, or my, you know, it's gonna lose value there. Not going to help me when it comes to making the gains department when we start going back up, because I'll be waiting for me to get back up to just break even, and then I get to join the party. So if you buy too soon, it makes you join the party too late when the things actually do turn around. And it's a delicate dance, ladies and gentlemen. It's a delicate dance. I'm finding myself, so I'm doing more conservative stuff. Joe, you'd be proud of me. I'm just saying, Joe, you'd be really proud of me the way that I've been doing lately on this. Because I can't be as I'm having to do things that I don't normally do when I trade like Bitcoin, right? I'm having to put conditional buys and conditional sales, right, above levels. This is why I'm saying that Joe would appreciate what I'm doing, because when it comes to it's so tricky. If I'm like, okay, we're at a level 236, we can recover it, or if it just gets above it a little bit or something, if I jump in you know, too hard, and I need to jump in hard because I don't want a little bag when we start blasting off, right? But I also want to try to build the biggest bag that I can. But if I jump in here and then we do come down to 19, or even worse, what if we come down lower? I mean, there is a scenario where we could be coming down to 100,000. I don't think it's going to happen, but it could. That would be horrible. We got October, and then we got shaky November too, right? November is shaky. Every month is shaky. There's going to be a few weeks down and a few weeks up. The weird thing is that we just got our full moon, right? And that's normally up moon. And I think that's one of the reasons why people were so bullish, is because of the full moon season coming on. Full moon outside right now. And normally we start pumping. Somehow I just don't feel like people will take Gizmo very serious. It's 11:55 at midnight. I turn into a pumpkin. But so if I buy too much now and it comes down, then I'm on spot margin because I got leverage on it, right? Well, that goes against me working it down. Leverage on it goes for me when I'm going in the right direction. So I don't want to get in and buy here. So what I had to do, I say that Joe would be proud of me, is that I've had to set conditional orders, and been doing that, you know, over certain levels. And sometimes I layer it in. Okay, well, I'll go a little bit here. That way I can put a tight stop loss if I, you know, I'm not, you know, but even that's dangerous, because you can wick up, trigger it, and then come back down, right? So I got to get up here and to put conditional order, so that if we do, that we'll buy there. But now if we come back down from there, which we can happen, well, that sucks too. But you know, it's hard either way to do it right. It's too early to figure out which side of the trade you're going to be down, other than starting to make lower highs and lower lows, which signals a downtrend. So if we're trying to long on a downtrend, we often end up crying about it and not being happy. So starting to shape up like a little bear pennant would be what a lot of people will be seeing here. And maybe it is. Since it's under my fib area, I'm leaning toward that. If it were above my fib area, I would think, or at, you know, a little bit more on this side, I'd be thinking we could actually bounce from here. This could actually be a higher low, and we could be working our way, our little magical asses back up here. Maybe we still will, but I'm not seeing it happen just yet. Not seeing it. I'm seeing things look like they want to roll over on these these indicators here. And when I come to the 4 hour, which I think is a good one time frame, then again, bearish cross about to happen here. That'll be enough to push us down to the 50 moving average, probably wick down and come down at least to this 382 fib area here. So this one's starting to look a little bit more likely for our next possible local stop here on Bitcoin. However, there's a bigger one of them suckers down here at 106. So still too early, man. Elliot, what do you see? What the hell is this? Elliot, are you on crack again? Are you hitting that pipe again? What's going on with you, Elliot? Because Elliot seems to think this is the 4-way. We're going to bounce off the 50, and then we're just going to recover like it never happened. So I guess we got a lot of different trains of thought over there. Now, to me, I might be a little biased because of my setup was telling me that this. I got a lot of things that tell me that this is a top area, like trend lines and Fibonacci things that we went to, and that we should get not a huge correction, but we could. I mean, look at this idea. Where we broke out of this trend line, remember we were talking about this possibility early on. I always try to mention this. Break out of a trend line, there's always a chance to come back and retest the breakout area. Where is that at? That's back at 115,000, which ironically is where all these 200 and 100 moving averages are still hanging around. At some point, we're going to talk that 200 moving average one more time, right? And I would love for us to bounce and go to new all-time highs, maybe go up to 126 and then correct. But I don't get what I want all the time, right? and nor do most people. So we're trying to figure this out. And what will it do for our altcoins? Meanwhile, it brings me back over here to the weekly MACD, which I still don't know what to say to you, Ma MACD. Ain't MACD. Because you're starting to get a little bullish now. When she flipped bearish, it was a little scary, and then it wasn't scary anymore. It's kind of like, oh my god, and that's not the norm here. I got an anomaly with my MACD indicator, and now I'm looking at her like she's drunk all the time. She's trying to tell me we're getting ready to try to come up here. This is on the weekly. This is the weekly. What are you looking like on the daily? Here's the day, the 3-day. The 3-day looks like she's getting started the party, right? The daily though is getting tired. So, I'm starting to think maybe this correction will be a little quicker, but here on the daily chart, this is where indicators are giving us the downside. So 3-day, weekly is starting to look better. 3-day is already looking good, and that should give us some influence onto our daily here. And poof, I'm a pumpkin. What happened there? And so we might have, a couple of days, maybe Wednesday and what is today? Tuesday, Wednesday, and then we start working to the weekend, and then they start setting us up for the weekend. Will they pump us again? Will they start pumping us again Thursday, Friday? Maybe. We were pumping up on Bitcoin all up until Monday, even over the weekend, which is, you don't see that. That's not normal until we start getting in toward the end of the cycle. That wasn't authentic. That wasn't retail doing it. That was them doing it. And so a correction, man, just a little pullbacky. How far will she pull back? And that's what we're trying to figure out, right? Why can't this just be so easy? So it just sucks because it's a waiting game. It's not doing it fast enough. It's just a slow burn with just a little enough hope to entice you to take along that you don't need to take along in. I'm going to long this inverted head and shoulders, or I'm sure somebody saw one there. Probably on a 1 minute time frame, you could make one out there. Look! And a shoulder, head, shoulder. See, it is playing out many times, and it doesn't. Right? I mean, it's a great place for it to happen, but it's just under resistance there, and she couldn't handle it. Couldn't handle it. It was a nice little try, nice little setup here on this very tiny 1 minute chart that we're watching, and here we are breaking down. Watching these moving averages just continually to roll over, and instead of crossing bullishly, we're coming up to them, watching the bigger ones come down and watching the smaller ones just roll over. Go ahead, Bitcoin, on the 5 minute. Go ahead and try to reclaim that 9 minute chart. That's not going to help you save this 21 from bumping over that 100 or 50. Ain't going to help you. Maybe you get your bearish retest. Maybe you get your little pull up here, but it looks like we're getting ready to turn things around. Maybe. I will also say that, are you a symmetrical triangle? No, not really. Oh, that's good. That's probably a good thing, because I was about to say, if it's a symmetrical triangle, if we can make that out of it, I don't trust those bastards. It's more of a rising wedge. Breaking to the downside, creating a little bear flag idea. Do you dare see where the target takes you? Because your flag boys are really good at getting that. The thing that I can tell you is that, they don't always hit their target. So it's not the best targets, but it does give you a pretty decent idea where we can go. We'll take that measure move, and then we're looking at 117. 117 keeps starting to come up a lot more recently for whatever various reasons. Seeing some other people, I think even Joe saw 117. I saw him on his stream earlier today, and I think he was also looking at 117. Is that a 0.5 fib? Close to it. I should have the 0.5 marked over here.
Got a fat shot for buying the bottom so low.
It is. It's beautiful. It's at this. So we got some confluence for this area. Gosh, but darn it. Yeah, that 117 measure move, and also 0.5 Fibonacci, and also the W, the retest of the W breakout, right here. Straighten you up there. So retest in this area right through here. So I guess, can we be patient enough to watch it just drop down and watch altcoins suffer too? Because it sucks, man. When Bitcoin falls, altcoins fall too. When Bitcoin goes up, altcoins go up. But unless it's altcoin season, Bitcoin's always going to outperform them because they keep giving back the gains. And now we're flirting with breaking a trend line. You better catch some support there. I'm going to draw you to the wicks. That'll give us a little bit more angle, and I think it'll be a stronger angle. So that does give us a little bit more wiggle room right there. But we're losing levels, right? You really don't want to lose any of these lows that we got. Especially the dotted line. That was a level. Don't need to do that. You don't have to do that, darling. You can go up. You can. We won't be mad at you. So 1.13, we're going to lose another $0.01 trillion of this market. Is that going to kill us? It's not going to be fun, and I'm very tired of drawdown myself for anything. I'm ready to see number go up, baby. I'm ready to see number go up, and this market has just been, it has been a very, another weird ass cycle. Let's go ahead and end our poll there. Justin Makachek says, what indicator are you using to get Elliott to estimate the waves for you? It's just an Elliott wave indicator. TradingView, and I think I just typed in Elliott, and it's just this, I think it's one of their basic ones. It's not one that's one of the standard TradingView indicator there. Highlight it. Elliott wave chart pattern. I think you also got indicators on here that will do chart patterns and automatically and find them, triangles and all this stuff. And now as we're getting AI into the loop now, I don't know if that's going to be able to travel over into TradingView yet with Python. I'm sure it'll be coming though. It's going to get kind of interesting and crazy over here. Turkey dog getting tired. I need to get these ugly lines off of there. We got the red dot on the market cipher indicator on the 1 hour. We're going to 0. So we'll let the fun begin. Now, would they drop as hard? That's what I'm wondering. Are they going to do a hard drop, or is it going to be a slow burn? Usually start slow to entice you. Oh, we got hope. Bring out the hope. It's just we're just dipping down. Buy the dip, and then then it gets faster. But let's do something. Let's look at what would be the scariest case scenario, right? I think we did this earlier, right? But let's look at a 30. What would a 30% correction look like? Because that's when they really want to shake things up. That would bring us down to, oh my gosh, $88,000. And that would be retesting this W area right here that we never did really retest. Hope we don't. But we just, see possibilities. Remember, this is the last leg of our cycle, right? So hopefully we're not, and hopefully this isn't making another one of them little big ass patterns. That would suck. Oh man. Do you remember this guy? You remember this guy, the little guy? I hope we're not trying to do that. Basically, that's kind of like a channel. Hopefully we can bounce. If we don't bounce, then I'm going to get kind of nervous. If we break past 106, I'm not going to like it. But remember, it sounds scary. That sounds scary right now. What did the bigger time frames tell us? Ironically, they're telling us that they're starting to get bullish weekly and daily. So I want to reiterate that. I'm not trying to sound all bearish, but there's a chance that things are trying to they're just faking us out for a few days, and then it's going to start getting interesting again, right? Just sucks we gotta go through it. Ichimoku Cloud still looks bullish AF here on the 3-day chart. So I don't think that the bear market's over. We're going through some deep ass, big ass retracement, but we have to look at the possibility just in case the black swan event or something, so we're not totally caught off guard by the idea. But damn. Come on, altcoins, do something for me. Let me take a look at what was it? Let's take a look at Fartcoin. It just can't seem to catch a break. It can break win, but it can't break price structure. So I just don't know what to say. You're down at 62. I thought you dropped lower. I thought you were down at 60. I thought I saw that somewhere. It might be on Crypto Bubbles or somewhere. So let's zoom out. I'm on a small time frame. It's bad. Lost the trend line. That sucks. This could be a bearish retest of that area. My God, Fartcoin. Is there no hope for you? All right, well, I'm still and let's look at it. Let's go back to the basics here. This is what we initially had, and we got an M pattern here, and we lost it. I see some rounding. You should be starting to level out here. And you did almost a 618. I almost hit the 786 area right there. Now, I don't think she will come. She might. I don't think you are one. I don't think you qualify. I mean, I don't see why you wouldn't or couldn't, but. But you didn't give me nothing, right? Yeah, you didn't give me anything, so it's just a double top. So at worst, I would see 37 cents, and hopefully 52 will hold it. But it looks like we might be coming down to test 52 cents on KuCoin. Go figure. Sucks, doesn't it? Oh wow, this pumpkin's got hair. Wow. Let me come over to the chart, to the chat. There's a big fair value gap, and daily vector candle at 116.2. Oh, that's cool. Because I don't look for that, so that would be that. I treat that as some confluence. A vector candle at 116. I can see some confluence at that area. So wow, are we ready psychologically for a possible dip to 116? And will it come over the next few days? And will it come quick? I mean, wow. Hey, there's Sin. How's it going, Sin? Good to see you. Ew, people getting bearish. We'll probably start seeing a little bit more of that. Well, especially after today and the little drop that we're getting right now in the altcoins. It takes a little bit for the bearishness to come in, then it starts coming in, right? Arsmo says, I like him better as Gizmo. The pumpkin doesn't fit. The pumpkin comes in kind of late when I've been going on too long, which I kind of have. Well, that's how we worked it last year anyway. Justin Makasek. Oh, well, thank you. Arsmo says Bitcoin falls to 117 to fill the gap. Alts fall 5%. The Bitcoin plays catch up. Same pattern as back in 2020. I hope it does. So I'm having to sit on my hands here and just kind of waiting for that 116, waiting for any kind of pump up. So when it comes, let me show you what I'm doing. I'm not trying to tell you guys how to play things, but what I plan to do, if she will ever do it, is I'll be layering in some orders that she can kind of trickle up to, but I'm basically looking for any time that we get a pump up. And so this would have been a great place. As we come down and we came back up here, that would have been a good place to have taken a short. We come back down here and did it the second time. That was another good place. Bumped our heads there and lost it. That was the perfect place to enter a short, in my personal opinion. So I believe in shorting the resistance. It was supposed to be support. It did not act of it. But I don't like. I'm not one to. I don't like to do this. And it can, where we wait till we get down past the level to enter a short, because it could just be a lower low and then you get stopped out, right? And I've heard the argument about not shorting the tops, but you got the same argument to make up there too. You get a stop loss above here, so you get a better stop loss. And if it does come up, it stops you out, right? Same thing that could happen down here. We're just flipping the script. We're just flipping the chart upside down, right? So I prefer to catch them, because once they already break this level, even if they do go down, you don't get as much, right? Like if it goes down to the next level, you're getting like 0.87%. If you can get it from over here, you got a little bit more. You got almost 2%, almost 2.17. That's a huge difference as far as your gains go and what you actually can come out of the market with, right? By taking profits there. And so while my emotions make me want to go short and even short the trend line, then that's an area to go short. Like if you missed this one, if you broke the trend line right there, 121, that would have been another place to try to go short, right? And then so the short. I guess we can lay out the places that are legitimate places to take shorts, and you just got to figure out which one works best for you. And everybody's going to have a different preference, right? So we got the toppy tops, the lower low resistance would have been it right here. That would have been a definite signal right there. And then the break of the trend line right here. Your next idea would be breaking this level here. I just need little arrows. And then your final place would be breaking this area here low to short the market. So now right now we came down here and now we're technically back up above it. We're going to a smaller time frame, aren't we? Yeah, we're coming right back above it right now. Put the regular candles on, you can see it better. So shorting from there, if you don't have a stop loss, like back up through here. But that's the thing. If wherever you shorted, the safest place to put your stop loss would still be here. So if you're going to short and you're going to have your stop loss above the high, why not try to short from the highs? My question. But you got to plan it, right? And be noticing, because most of the time I'm sitting here thinking, oh, we're going to try to make a higher high? Are we trying to, can I long here? And I'm looking for a long, or hoping for a long, because I'm bullish for the bull market, and I can lose out on taking some of these short ideas. I think I'm actually in a Bitcoin short now, right? Am I? I don't think I am. No, I'm not. I'm not currently in a Bitcoin short at the moment. So now I got a chance, though, as we come up. Where are we? As we're catching support here on this level, made a lower low. This was a lower low, so I'm looking for us to come back up to here. If I was doing my Fibonacci, I look at a 0.5. Looking at my moving average, I'm looking like at the 21 here, and that's about 21.7, 21.8. And so when it comes back up there, I will probably try to enter a short with stop loss over here. And what would that look like on paper? And I want to give myself a little bit more wiggle room right up above those highs. And now one idea, well, is to maybe go up another little Fibonacci notch there to put your stop loss. It all depends, but the bigger your stop loss is, it makes your position size smaller. And the tighter your stop loss, which is another reason, that's why I did what I did last night when I was trying to long at that one area, and I had that really tight stop loss. It didn't stop me out immediately. I think it did. Did it do it in the first time? I can't remember. Am I thinking of me or am I thinking about somebody else? But no, I don't think it did. I can't remember. But anyway, I went in and then maybe I did. But my stop loss is $100 under it, and then it just kept on going and it never looked back. And I thought, like, cool. And until they decided to take us down lower lows today. It didn't last too long last night. Looked good for a minute. It was hopeful. It was worth trying to take that play in case it did, because if we did start going up back up to all-time highs, that would have been beautiful. The market doesn't always give us what we want, though. All these moving averages are rolling over. That sucks. I'm going to be looking for a short right up there, about 121.7. Stop loss is up above there, and that will give me what, a 0.059. I'll probably use somewhere about 10x leverage for Bitcoin, and risk reward ratio is 3-to-1 just to come down to the next target there. If you shorted from down here, then yeah, the risk reward ratio is not worth it at all, right? It's not even a good trade. If you short from way up here, man, you got a 6-to-1 risk reward ratio. That would have been beautiful. And so I'm looking at something around a 3-to-1, that's good. Possibility trying to happen here. Ladies and gentlemen, I think it's time to go back to the zombie as we close out tonight's show. 39 people hanging out with me. Jay Violet's in the house. How's it going, Jay Violet? Always good to see you here. Thank you so much for showing up, showing your support. I appreciate that. R.S. Miller, the Dusty Hunt needs 74K. Oh my God, that would freak me out. That would, well, 74K would be, we're in bear market territory right there. It'll be coming, I'm sure. Within a year, I'm sure we'll probably have a good chance to see that. Kelly says, I loved Gizmos so much when I was little. It was cute. We have one sitting in the closet. And then Furbies look just like Gizmos, right? Those clever Chinese. Cute little Mogwai. I like it when it gets all pumped up and makes tiny bow and arrow to fight the mean gremlins. It was pretty cool one day. Road Dot lives straight with the pumpkin. Mr. Miles, he doesn't hate Caspa, he just hates me. We'll take. I looked at it last night on the end screen, Mr. Miles. I don't know if you were still around there at that point or not when I saw you there. Caspa is 7.5 cents. Well, at least it's just hanging out this range. Now, a lot of people will be looking for a top pattern here at a bottom, and I highly recommend that you don't fall into that habit. So we connect our trend lines here, and let's see what we got over here. I can kind of, oh my God, I'm on a tiny ass time frame. Let me back up. Let me back up. I forgot what time frame I'm on. Zoom out. That was a 6 minute. Can't really tell the future on the 6 minute. Oh, what do we got going on here? Well, look at this conundrum. We got Lucy, which is our 666 moving average, doing a bullish cross over the 800, while everything else is, well, the 360 is doing a bearish cross. Everything else is crossed. Are you trying to turn around? I think she's accumulating, trying to. It's got an interesting setup here where we're coming down and we do this, and more than likely it will angle up like that. This is what I call the Dirty Sanchez. It's a kind of W pattern or double bottom formation here. Main targets get up here. The only thing is that sometimes this will screw you over, and instead of going all the way up here, it will just roll over. And so I'm still studying these little bastards. You've also got this idea that supports how it could be going up, breaking this trend line, coming down, retesting it. But this is what I call the Dirty Sanchez. I think is what CryptoFace calls Jesus take the wheel. I'm not for sure. But I've just noticed you get some interesting results with this. When it slides in, it does a little cowboy hat thing, and then it starts sliding up, and it looks like some kind of weird spacecraft or something, like, or a flying nun hat or something like that. It kind of looks like this, right? So I would expect us to start going up this way a little bit. And then I don't know, man. It's either going to have to make it, or it's going to lose that kind of rising wedge that it's going to make and fall to the downside. I've seen them do both like that. Let's zoom out on the daily and see what our indicators are saying for cash. Oh, that's cool. When you zoom out, it's just so much better. So I like it better when I zoom out on the daily. And we just are reminded that, oh man, we're testing the bottom trend line. It's got some wiggle room. It's poked some holes in there, so it's still got some wiggle room on the downside in a little fuzzy area, but mostly it should be mostly holding, I think. Good chance to find a bounce in this area, in my personal opinion here. It may take it we're on the daily, so it could take all week. I don't like the cloud though. I guess my little target guy is not quite hitting yet. Let's take you. Let's do a little. No, that's not working for me. That might work for short term. I don't like to do it, but it works. You get the most touches there. And you'll be looking at a falling wedgie idea. 68% chance they break to the upside. If that be true, then I would be looking at you right around 10 cents. Still been waiting for that and forever. Polar fibs. Well, this is the blues section of the stream tonight. But the market's close, tore my hopes apart. Left my spirit slain. This is dusk on the daily at a bottom area. Privacy related coin. It's an old school coin. It used to be known as dark coin. Or, no, I'm sorry. I'm thinking about. I was supposed to be going to Dash. I meant Dash, not Dusk. Dash. But I think Dusk is also a dark privacy coin. I think. This is Dash. On the daily, And I think they might see some old school money looking at this one. I think she might still have some, and there's some. I think they might be doing some developing and everything. I'm not big on the fundamentals on it, but I know the privacy coins are an issue, and luckily right now it seems to be half-assed favorable that we can have them until we get another different party in the office, and then they'll go back to control. I'm looking for my curve here. I see some roundinesses going on here. Oh man. So typically what I'm looking for, it looks like we might have a nice big rounded ass bottom going on here, which eventually can break up to some nice points, man. This is one of the coins that doesn't have a whole lot in circulation, right? Matter of fact, let's come over here and take a look at it. This is Dash. It's $29. $365 million market cap. Smallish dominion market cap. Maximum supply is 18 million, less than Bitcoin. Circulating supply is 12 million. And it's a digital cash designed to offer financial free. It's a payments or they don't give you a good explanation or a good they don't give you a good idea what a coin does here on CoinGecko's a lot of times. Dash platform change, but it's been around. This is what its third cycle, I think. It's been on Coinbase. It was one of the top 3 on Coinbase, right? I think. But it's been around for a while, and I do like the tokenomics. It's got great tokenomics. Thought they'd come in, and they didn't do very much last cycle, or they didn't have the hype behind them last cycle or anything like that. All-time high was December 2017. This one got up to $1,493. Yeah, I remember. It was dark coin back in that day. All-time low is 21 cents, which was over 11 years ago. On Valentine's Day, 2014. It's been around for a long time. A boomer coin, if there is. And you might be surprised about some of these boomer coins. I'm just saying. I'm thinking about looking at some of that. And then I've been looking at this one too. I bought a little bit of this Tornado Cash. Because for some reason, I just kind of think there might be a chance for this to do a little something. I don't know what the tokenomics are on this one. Tornado Cash. $10 million maximum supply, and the market cap is $54 million. So Tornado Cash, decentralized non-custodial privacy solution built on Ethereum, improves transaction privacy, breaking whatever. Yeah. I'm trying to figure out what I think you have to use the coin to do that, right? So I find that one interesting as a play, and let's see where it was over here. When was this? This is March of 2021. That's been a minute. Of course, you know, Tornado Cash dude got thrown in jail and everything else, had a bad life, but the platform's still there, and they can't do a gosh darn thing about it, can they? They got to just live with it, because it's just software. They can do stuff that some of them governments just don't want people to do, because it makes them weaker and lose control and not be able to track you and keep up with stuff. And I kind of like those places. Back to the cyberpunk days and cyberpunk feel, which we kind of lost here in crypto. We don't have that edge or that desire anymore. It used to be screw the man, privacy, you can't take my Bitcoin. You always hear where they confiscated Bitcoin. I think it's governments. So they got a way to confiscate it. It's called make your life a living hell until you decide that Bitcoin ain't worth what they're trying to do to me. And yeah, they can get it. You have to be the one to fork it up voluntarily. But they got ways. bamboo shoots going up your fingernails, all those World War II torture devices or whatever. I don't know how they do it, but they do it. Except I think old Ross kind of still had a little stash away, and good for you, Ross. Can we make it up there to 618? Can we get back to $55? Will it take a while to get there? I don't know when it will happen, but when it does, you'll say, wow, I'm glad I picked up some of that when it was just like, under $20. And I might be trying to pick up some of this stuff. It's starting to look interesting here, because at some point she goes up, right? 102. We looked at you before, huh? Ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look at Bitcoin. It's at 121,600. We just keep falling. Oh my God, tell me it's not to go down there again, wouldn't it? But we fell from these areas down there before, so will this be any different? Slow burn, watching these moving averages just crawl across over here on the 6-minute time frame. Seems like more likely to be a bear trap, or if it's not, it comes up and then rolls over more. ABC correction is what I'm looking for. And Elliot, you think it's Elliot, you're drunk. You and Mac D both, y'all need to go chill out somewhere. Maybe it is for this. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for hanging out. Be careful in this market as we try to figure out what's going on coming from the high. Bitcoin drops, altcoins will drop with them. That's just how it kind of works. And then after the scary part's over, maybe someone will start popping off and recovering. See where Bitcoin finally decides to land her little bottom at, because she's needing to take a chill pill. She lost a trend line. She lost a trend. We got to figure out where this trend's going to start pick back up again, right? And as easy as I can explain it, when it comes in trend line theory, or trend line ideas, we had, we had this nice angle we were working on, right? All we're doing is looking for it to stop somewhere so that we can get another angle. Now, if I wanted to kind of front run that idea and see what that angle might be, I would be looking at this. And that kind of gets us down to, that does hint at these areas, depending on how far it takes us to get there. If it takes another week to get there, yeah. We could see 116, 115. Could happen. We lost the 360 here on the 24 minute. Well, we got on the 1 hour. Approaching the 200 on the wet. So, yeah, coming down a little bit more. Next target area I'm looking for somewhere around 119.8. See what happens there. It probably will not do much of anything, or might try to, but overall, I mean, momentum's good. 800. I mean, the moving averages here are good. So I just see a little correction coming, and then we start our happy ass back up to October. Probably more toward the second and third, the third and fourth week, more likely, is kind of what I'm seeing. And we just got a little drawdown here on this first week and a half. It happens. Happens every cycle, it seems. Every October, it seems. I look at my thumbnails over the past years in October, and you'll see there were days where it did not look good. You're wondering, why the hell am I in crypto? And then it goes better. That's what we got. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for hanging out with me so much. I'll see you again tomorrow night. And right now we'll go to the end screen and chill out in the chat and listen to a little bit of music before I say goodbye there. Thanks for hanging out, guys. Let's see, this is my music from last night. Let's see if we can... we'll go mellow. How's that? Well, mellow in the first song, and then it gets crazy.
Yesterday, I thought my profits were here to stay. Like Superman, up and away. Oh, I remember yesterday. Suddenly, my funds half of what they used to be.
Oh no.
I took too much leverage like a newbie. Oh, I remember yesterday. Why I sold too low, I don't know, I couldn't say. I didn't know how far it could go. How I lost Yesterday.
Good night, guys. I appreciate it. Appreciate you bringing out here. If you haven't already and you still happen to be here, well, there is a message for you from the Ghost of Elvis.
For those of you out there that have been hitting that like button, I just want to say thank you. Thank you very much.
I believe in yesterday. Yesterday. Oh, I believe in yesterday.
So 15-minute double bottom scenario, maybe, but you still got resistance for this trend line here, though, right? And what I see is that we can come up to that trend line and maybe roll over, right? Or maybe, I mean, if we do get up, I'm not expecting us to get up very far before we do roll over again. Hope I'm wrong, but that was interesting, man. If she can break back into this pattern, there might be a chance in turning around. But that was the two scenarios. Either we're going to drop, could happen, or we could come up and then come down, kind of on a correction there. Good night, everybody. Thank you so much for hanging out. I'll see you on the next one. And